clinician at the Backcountry Horseman Rendezvous this next spring. He's a real down-to-earth human being. I kind of enjoy listening to him.
Was his dad a shoer?
Huh?
Was his dad Duke Tyndall a shoer?
I don't know.
Because I used to know his dad.
I don't know.
But okay.
Kind of cut from that cloth and these guys been around these guys for a long time. Get all the great stories. But he keeps learning. They keep teaching you every time you go in the barn.
Well, keep me posted because I want to go and do.
Okay, yeah, it's in March, and it's Backcountry Horseman Rendezvous, and it's like 3 days, and they're going to have packing clinics, and oh gosh, Dutch iron pot cooking.
Oh boy,
art contests. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff. It's a really big deal. But they're a neat group because their big thing is that they go out and take care of wilderness trails.
Oh.
And so yeah, it's a good excuse to go horse camping.
Yeah.
But they help get trails opened that otherwise you might not have access to with vehicles.
Yeah.
They'll pack equipment back there and they clear stuff. And it's a nice group of folks. And yeah, the Dutch oven cooking thing is just funny. They're very into that. And that's just an added bonus when you go to their meetings because somebody always does peach cobbler or something delicious.
Oh.
But anyhow, Gary's going to be the clinician. He came and spoke to the Horsemen's Association in Norco 15 years ago, I guess. And the first thing he said, what's the most important thing you teach your horse to do? And it was an interesting smatter of responses to that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, stand still. And everyone stopped and kind of thought about that for a moment. He says, no, I mean, stand still, now, no matter what. So yeah, how many of you, when you get on your horse, as you're putting your foot in the stirrup, they start walking off, and you just swing up faster? Or as your leg is going across their back, they move, but you just sit down and ride off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, and as you get older, you'll get smarter about this. Why you don't want them to do that, But it becomes a much bigger deal, of course, if you're training mounted police officer horses, because that's crowd control.
Oh yeah.
And they better stand their ground in a riot or at Angel Stadium during the World Series. But it's the simple manners of getting on, getting off, and not having the horse shift your balance.
Yes.
They're not being polite. So teach them to stand still. And it comes in handy when you're doing trail trials and you have to wait for 30 minutes before you turn.
Yes.
And they don't care, they just stand. Because they can do that. They can go to sleep, which you kind of did. Your legs sort of locked up on me there.
Yeah.
I was very comfortable, thank you very much. Why did you get on? Good girl. The mounting block's not there. That's like to stand the mounting blocks. That's all good happens to have. Yeah, he's going to be doing clinics, I guess, 2 or 3 days while he's there. And
Oh boy.
come listen. It's another one of those, I'd pick up some good ideas.
Well, Dale Cunningham is coming to Norco, and he's a down under horsemanship clinician, and he's doing a fundamentals clinic.
Okay.
And in February.
And where is that going to be?
I think at Ingalls. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be at Ingalls. I'll email you the info.
No, that's not what I asked. Thank you.
And he even said to me, well, oh, bring your horse and go in the clinic. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. You got to pick the right one.
Yeah. Now, if they have a Western dressage, that's a different deal. And, maybe if you wanted to ride her in it, it would be a wonderful experience for her if you were willing to have the time and could do
I'll
it.
see the dates and stuff, and we'll find out. It'll be fun. What do you think?
How does she feel? She looks good.
She feels good. She's got a nice big stride. She's alert.
Mm-hmm.
Not tense, except for a minute ago.
Yeah.
Didn't ask you to do that.
Now, online they were talking about the hussy walk.
The what?
Hussy walk.
Oh, the hussy walk.
Now, that's why they're Western dressage, they're calling it, where they take a big step from behind, and it's in there, oh, you mean a stripper walk, ga-ka-boom, ga-ka-boom, ga-ka-boom. And I'm cracking up at them.
Well, it's, sitting the trot, and how your upper body's supposed to be a princess, and the lower half's supposed to be a concubine.
Yeah, yeah.
The Be very familiar with that saddle if you're
Then a guy posted on another site that he said Sally Swift is not so swift.
Oh.
And I read, he's a young guy, and he said from chapter 14 on I don't understand anything she's saying. He said up to chapter 14 I can follow it. But he said from chapter 14 on, so I immediately had to go get my book and look.
Yeah.
And it was talking about the canter.
Uh-huh.
And how at the canter your hip opens and closes, and how you sitting on a teeter-totter, and when the teeter-totter goes down your joints flex, and when the teeter-totter goes up you get tall. And then the next...
How much you want to bet he's never ridden the teeter-totter? They haven't been installed in parks in years.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All the time you had a big brother that would
Yeah.
get off quickly and let you drop the
Wee,
ground.
yeah.
Special.
So then the next part was, I think it was the sitting trot and extending it. And they were saying you don't want the horse trotting out from under you. And they have a picture of somebody going, wah, and the horse, woo. And they're talking about how you have arrows coming out of your stomach going forward.
Oh, the visuals were just losing him, I take it.
Yeah.
It's not because Sally Swift isn't Swift.
Yeah. And
don't pick on dead women. I really don't appreciate it. You know,
so,
she had polio as a kid.
oh, that's why she was so aware of her body.
Thank you. Yeah, when it doesn't come easily to you, you have to really study it. She was a remarkable gal. I got to go to a clinic with her. Linda Tellington Jones and Sally Swift.
Oh my gosh.
And Tony Gonzalez, who was kind of a hack, but a shoer that had interesting opinions and a big ego. He didn't stay with that duo for very long. But she was probably 70 something when I saw her.
Yeah, I think
she had this little skeleton named Herman. And Herman traveled with her in a little wooden coffin.
I remember, I've seen something about
Herman's,
that.
I guess about this big. So
Uh-huh.
it was really grand for her to pull out and show what moves and what doesn't move and how it adjusts and so forth. It's being really good letting me do that. It's like you're just wiggling along up there. You're being very good. Just keep walking. Like Dory just keeps moving.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was funny because at the end of the clinic you could tell Sally was starting to get kind of tired.
Yeah.
And she had propped Herman up over on the back of the stage and he had slipped. His legs sort of sprawled. And after 8 hours we all kind of felt like Herman won. But yeah, all of her diagrams and they take a little time to digest. Some of them you go, well duh, yeah.
Well,
Being squirted out. I get it.
yeah, so
Other ones you go, really?
So what I did is I posted back to him and I said, okay, here's what she's talking about on this.
Yeah.
Here's, and you know, she talked about lateral movement, and she said, imagine you're sitting on a table and your horse is a rectangle,
Right.
and all four legs are wobbly. And so you have to support them and capture that energy in order to keep the horse straight.
Right.
And then for lateral movement, you want to have your seat weighted, like your core and everything is going all the way down to the ground, right through the middle of your horse. And so I did a little explanation of it, and I was very nice. I said, you're probably a natural rider, and you don't have to think about these things. And that's why it seems so silly or foreign,
Yeah, because you just do it.
because you're like, huh? And I said, that's usually the way it is with really good riders. They don't understand all this rigmarole about all this stuff.
It's not a balance issue for them.
And I said, for people like me who have a hard time understanding what my body is supposed to be doing, to have these concepts in my mind, and then I get on the horse and I think, oh, I have to engage my belly muscles, or oh, I have to loosen my hip up. Oh, I have to keep my shoulders over my hips. I can't let my right ear drop down. I have to lift my ribs up.
You know, why is my foot coming out of the stirrup?
Yeah.
Because my knee is grabbing. Why am I grabbing with my knee?
Yeah.
How do I not grab with my knee? I'll fall off.
Yeah. And so I said, for other people, you know, they need to have these visuals so when they're out riding, they can self-correct. And I had